I mean, your veto is fabulous because it means that nobody has absolute control.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, then you very often end up with one person having probably absolute control, but much more power than the other person.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is, Louise has never exercised that veto.
Right.
We have spoken
And
about it, and I'm one. I was about to say I'm 100% certain. I'm about as certain as one can be
yeah.
that the reason she hasn't is because every idea I have is amazing. Um, she hasn't because she doesn't feel the need to. She hasn't felt the need to. And once and the only given when I exercised that veto, she very quickly realised that it would be better to change the kitchen in the house we move into if necessary than the one we're leaving. So everything was fine. But it raises an interesting point though, because just because I've walked away from a conversation under the belief that we've come to a mutual agreement, there's no guarantee we understand it the same way. That takes a lot of, okay, talk to me about what you've understood from what I've said.
Yeah.
And that takes a level of maturity that I didn't have when we set that in place.
And the other thing I say about it is, and I have no idea how that conversation went, obviously, but
Mm,
there's a different ways of using your veto.
absolutely.
There's the very kind of what we would say anti-relational or non-relational. It's like absolutely no way. Of course I'm going to do that. That's stupid. Or there's what makes you think that's going to be a great idea? Because I'd love to know because it's not making any sense to me. And just to be much kinder and more loving about it.
Yeah.
And and I think that's where that's kind of a different kind of implicit.
Mm,
It's that tone, isn't it? And
yeah.
that's something we learn in our family of origin. We all of those things about the the manner in which we speak and the expectations we have are set in our family of origin.
Mm,
And so like in my in my family where I grew up, my mum was a shouter and my dad was shut down. So there were a lot of arguments, but they mostly consisted of my mum shouting at my dad and my dad just kind of standing there and looking at the floor, not really engaging,
mm,
but putting up an amazing amount of passive resistance because he always got his way. And so
right.
I learned from them. I learned both methods, and neither of them are relational.
Yeah.